Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells? Come in and shut the door. I promise you a part 2 on Porsha and her Real Housewives of Atlanta debacle. Y'all, raise your hand if you believe that $6 million lie. Who raised their hands? Put it down, because baby, you about to really see things different now. When we last left our beleaguered heroine, she was allegedly posting things in the blogs saying that she was going to get $6 million to return from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And not only that, Atlanta executives were hopping on a plane and flying down because they were desperate to get her. Now, I did point out, right? Last season, the ratings weren't that good to justify anybody getting anything. Second of all, any high negotiations where they're desperate to get someone, don't nobody fly down to actually have talks. You have to go to New York and sit in the lawyer's office. Sit in NBC Universal in the room where they record everything and everything's taped, because that's what happens in contract negotiations, right? It's above the board. But also, let's not forget, this is the same woman that when Tinsley Mortimer dropped out last minute, they approached a bunch of people. Porsha was the only one, and she was not allegedly, from what I'm hearing, the first one on her list, was not the first one they called. Everyone else was like, I need time to get my life in order. Porsha dropped everything and everyone she was doing. She got a fiance, she got stepkids, she got her own daughter, and hopped on that plane real quick. Does that sound like someone that's living in the lap of luxury and ain't worrying about money? Doesn't sound like it to me, but y'all, I also have tea on what actually happened with Porsha and both her weddings being canceled. And listen, if you guys aren't a part of my Members Only Live, I actually broke this about 3 weeks back on my Members Only Live, but I'll spill some tea for y'all since it's cooled down a lot, right? All right, are y'all ready to get into this? And guess what? Porsha's canceled weddings have a lot to do with this Real Housewives of Atlanta contract that she is trying to get, and also where the $6 million rumor is coming from. They are all interrelated. Are y'all ready to get into this juice? Yes! Are y'all ready? Woo! Put your hands together. Let's hear it. Let's go. But before we do, don't forget, we're having a celebration for me reaching 100K. That's going to be Tuesday. And also, make sure you're there. Get your Cashapps out. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have quizzes. It's going to be a fun time. And also, Real Housewives of Atlanta season finale recap is up. You know I'm going to be reviewing that. All right, let's get into the mess. Lego. All right, guys, y'all ready for story time? Now, I just want y'all to know this is all my opinion. If you want to know what I base my opinion on, please go watch my other videos. But y'all, I'm telling you what the Atlanta streets are saying. Okay, so where is this 6 million lie coming from? Well, quite simply, it's coming from Simple Simon. What are y'all talking about? That's right. Simple Simon to you, doesn't want Porsha to be on TV. He doesn't want Porsha to be on TV. Now listen, when I heard this, I said the same thing y'all did. That is one of the illest and realest fame whores I've ever seen in my life. He literally vibrates with happiness when he's around people with money, or when he thinks his Instagram is getting likes when he's not buying followers. He's probably looking at Pete Davidson saying, show me how to do this, son. That's his dream. Forget about actually being respected. Simon just wants to be notorious, right? Notorious. However, they made a few interesting points, right? They were saying that Simon played the internet game with Porsha while they were fixing a narrative. But now they're just laying low. Simon wants her to just sit there and do nothing. The show brings too much attention on what he has going on. Now, here's the thing. I was like, the show? What are you talking about? They did the spinoff. But they pointed out, yes, he was fine with Porsha's family matters, because Porsha allegedly had not just lied to, well, I don't know if it's a lie, but judging from how last season, she represented to a lot of people, including Simon and the family members that signed up, that she had more control over the show than she actually did. Remember that time Porsha literally posted on her Instagram, Shady P, executive producer, checkmate, when she was getting dressed to go meet with Dennis, and they made her, she demanded they refilm a scene, and Dennis played her, and the whole internet ended up hating her after she literally tried to act. trying to act like Dennis was trying to hurt her because he wanted formalized custody of their daughter, Pilar. Yeah. He thought, and he still does think, that if Porsha gets her own spinoff, right, he can control the narrative. Porsha's telling him that she can control the narrative. The only problem is, right, we know that's not true. But one thing even Simon seems to be, this is what my sources are telling me, able to see is if he goes on Real Housewives of Atlanta, he will have no control for anything. As a matter of fact, people will be actively gunning for them. Simon and his businesses just can't hold up. Again, he seems like he gets money here and there like Hustle Man, right? I'm going to be reviewing Fallon's book, Sinless, to find out more information. But we all know Simon's truck company doesn't seem to be moving any miles. He swears he's a day trader, but don't even know anything about stocks, bonds, shorts, or nothing else. You know, it's all smoke and mirrors. Again, he doesn't want anybody to hold up a magnifying glass because he doesn't want people getting into his business. Okay, fine. But that's just one piece of the puzzle, guys. There is more. I'm breaking down a lot of tea. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe. You know I'm trying to get to 1 million. Hit that like button and help this out with the algorithm. They also said, right, that Simon would rather be Instagram famous. That's how come he was fine with all the local lounges and the Miami fame they had. It's a guy that would pop up every now and then and spend $30K in the club. Imagine somebody so, I don't even know, but whatever, right? They had just enough to floss and meet chicks for its ego, but not be on high alert. Getting on Real Housewives of Atlanta in his mind is high alert. It can't be them driving around in a car talking about, how many cars you got? No, you got 6 cars, right? It literally will be Kenya, maybe Candy. Candy usually says that. Definitely Drew. We'll see what that time at. Sheree, Marlo. You know Marlo's coming from his neck. All that energy Marlo had for Kenya, if Porsha does come back, I want to see her landed on him, right? But here's the thing that's so interesting. I was like, all right, fine. But is that why the wedding was called off? Because Bravo, she thought she was just going to marry for love. But then she's like, no. Bravo's signing me for my little wedding special. Bravo's going to bring me back. I'm going to hold off. And they said that's not what they're hearing. They said that the reason the weddings were called off is because of money and Porsha's lack of access to it. Now, here's the thing, right? If you remember Porsha with Cordell, and this is out of her whole book, Cordell wanted her to sign a prenup. Porsha actually almost called off the wedding a few weeks before because Cordell didn't want to give her anything. And she put her foot down. He ended up saying, F the prenup, right? And they ended up walking down the aisle. But then again, something happened with Cordell and Porsha. If you listen to what the streets are saying, Cordell said it's because he found out Porsha was cheating on him. And she left with nothing, not a prenup, not anything. She just left like a thief in the night. Which leads me to believe that maybe there was some truth to what Cordell was saying. Because it's weird that Porsha could have at least gotten spousal support and she left nothing. And she struggled for a little while, right? Now, what does it have to do with Simon? Porsha, they're saying, just wants money. She doesn't give an F. And they're saying it's perfect because word on the street is Porsha is very lazy in the way that she has lots of opportunity. But unlike Sheree that will front and act like she's trying, Porsha literally just wants to stay in her house, eat food. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But when Porsha has opportunities, she doesn't even want to get dressed to go see a photographer. She doesn't want to do this. Think about the money. Porsha is the only person not even doing sponsorship on her Instagram, and she's supposed to have 8.6 million. Unless she really don't have as many followers as she say. Maybe she went to the same place Simon got his followers. You know how Simon says he has 200,000 followers and he be getting 32 likes, and the bots be like, bless you, praise you, Father Simon, you're a good man. Let the Lord, you're just like, so I swear to God, I think Simon be making his own bots up. Go look at his comment section sometime. It's just like, ain't nobody I know there's a lot of crazy people. Ain't nobody crazy enough to be praising that man. Anyway, right? Remember how, right, when I kept calling what he did with his life with Fallon and also with Porsha as basic. And he's never shown or even seen anything real. The fact that at his big age, he's literally vibrating with and about to explode, literally, because he paid Davido to go sit in a Ferrari and take a picture of him. The fact that like Porsha, who's 20 years his senior, is literally taking him to Anquila and to maybe French, where like an entree is more than $20, and he's like sitting there talking about there's yachts here, there's this and that, right? We've all talked about it, right? Well, again, he was just fine with Instagram fame. He wants to be a local celebrity, right? Because again, he doesn't need people getting too much into his business. And people are saying maybe Porsha told him, oh, if I get my own spinoff, you don't have to worry about that. But people are learning more. People are now seeing that they thought that he was getting a bigger pot with Porsha to be seen, right? And it was probably not to be seen, but to use her for money and sell her in Africa. I said, whoa. Stop. I don't think Simon would ever sell Porsha, right? But it's basically, it was for more of a money connect and to be seen. Because when she goes over to Nigeria, it's like, oh, you have 8.6 followers. Look at the way when Simon went to Nigeria, he was kicking dirt rocks, right? Looking for lotion for his feet, right? He went back with Porsha. They got the carpet rolled out for them because they know Real Housewives of Atlanta. They know Porsha. Now, Porsha's fame only goes so far, but they can live a better life and get more respect in Nigeria. The only part is, and again, this is all pure speculation. I'm just talking to you like we friends, right? We having a quick kiki. I don't think Simon... So Porsha's in love with African culture and Nigerian culture, and as she should be. It's a beautiful culture. Simon seems to be in love with white and Latino culture. I think if Simon could, he'd want to be a white and Latino man. While Porsha's happily ever after might be spending half their time in Nigeria being big fishes, that's not Simon's idea. Simon, they're still... Remember when Simon posted and was saying him and Tiffany Trump were pretty much cousins because she married like a white Nigerian anyway, right? Porsha's playing games again like she did with Cordell. She left Cordell and moved out. She didn't know, right? She didn't know what was going to happen. Cordell wanted her back, and Porsha saw that as an opportunity. So how does that work out with Simon, right? She's trying to get to the money, but it's not happening like she thought it would. Now, you know how I think. Money that is up and down 1 month and not, that's not real money to me. Real money to me is money that I don't have to spend it if I don't want. I can go to sleep. I can invest it. We can give it to our children. I don't have to worry about anybody taking it away. I don't have to worry about things drying up. I don't have to worry about the feds or the IRS knocking on my door. That's real money to me, right? But get this. How do I phrase this? Okay. Simon is tight with whatever money he has. As much as people like to front, Porsha is nothing but a glorified roommate for that man. Everybody's saying that they think she made up that $5 million thing because everybody knows Bravo would never give her that in this day and age of network TV. And the fact that she ran her whole last season and quit 5 times, right? But she needs Simon to think that she has value. Because the prenup, Simon is making her sign a prenup. She quit, but get this, Porsha's saying she quit all her jobs because she thought he had money, which left her in it was a big problem, right? Because you can't force Simon to give anything. Now, I'm saying you can't force him because half the time he don't even, in my opinion, have anything. However, Porsha literally is trying to make her value go up for Simon. So she's trying to say, I left all my bags. You don't want me to go on the Real Housewives, but they're offering me $5 or $6 million. So what's up? She's trying to ensure that she has written into it that Simon's going to give her a monthly allowance like Cordell did to take care of her other condo, do this, do that, and also to up the ante that if anything goes wrong, she can get more of a lump sum payment, right? Don't forget, Cordell went off what Porsha said she was worth for the month and what her bills were. Remember Porsha in her book said she sat down and she outlined all her bills, all her things, all her expenses, right? And what she had left. And that was going to be her monthly allowance in the agreement. Yeah. Well, guess what? She's doing the same thing with Simon. Again, it's kind of really sad when you think about it. When people are telling me that Porsha's always living her life trying to prove her value to men, whether it's for love, money, or time. Honestly, right? Honestly. And this was all before even Simon popped up. Hell, remember when she was with R. Kelly in that room, sitting there like a dog waiting for him to come back? And the only reason she left is she got moved out of the master bedroom into like the little glass boom boom room. And she knew that was a downgrade because that's where the jump offs got taken to and she got downgraded. Listen, let's say we've all been stupid, right? For everyone. And we've all been stupid. But that doesn't mean that we want to actually double down on that, marry them, make a baby with them, whatnot, right? Again, the spinoff will be fine for Simon because everyone thought they had control. But when Porsha acted a complete nut, now with Real Housewife of Atlanta, and the way it got so much eyes on his finances, the way he was even posting on the internet, that people were coming up to him and asking him how you make your money and calling him Dollar Man and him getting heckled and turning into a joke, right? That's why she is making up that $5-6 million. Now, I did ask, so what happens if Real Housewives of Atlanta bring Porsha back and then she don't have $5 or $6 million? And they said, well, then, you just need to know Porsha a little bit more because Porsha, as we've all seen, is a known liar. And she says stuff and she makes up narratives. And when they're proven false, she worries about that later. You guys, there's even more. There's even more to this, but I'm going to have to save this for a part. All right, my little Tattle Tells. I'll talk to you later. Bye.